G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
And Brad, you're going to kick us off this week with something light and bright, light on the hip pocket.
That's right. We like bargains here, and look, it's summer, a bit of warm weather, and we quite like a rosé. And the best thing about this rosé is the price. This is the Angoves rosé. It's Grenache Shiraz. Now, Angoves have really carved out a bit of a reputation in the last few years for providing good quality wines at really reasonable prices. And this one's no exception. You'll see across the top there, it's managed to win a few things, but don't let that fool you, because some of these awards you're not quite sure about. But look, this one is really good value. It's around about the $10 mark. You'll see it discounted towards, which for a rosé, chill it down on a nice warm summer's day, and the Angoves is really good value for money. So check it out.
Yeah, look, you do get the feeling sometimes that they hand out medals just for arriving at the wine show, but that is actually decent enough wine at such bargain prices. Speaking of good wines at not too much money, Blue Pyrenees, the Blue Pyrenees Midnight Cuvée. This mid-20s, low to mid-20s, this is actually a vintage champagne-style sparkling that's actually from 02. Look, to pay just over $20 for something that's almoed 8 years old in a red, you're going to pay lots of money. For a champagne from France, you're going to pay heaps and heaps and heaps. This from the Pyrenees region in Victoria, a ripper at just little cash when it comes down to it. And we've often talked about how really cheap sparklings are just to be avoided. This is not one of those. This is beautiful. As I say, 02, so it's had some time to develop so that it's not just acid, just sweet, and just bubbles in a bottle, which is what the cheapies are often like. There are secondary sort of notes in this. Kind of green apple up front, yeasty as it should be for something that's been held back for a while. The Midnight Cuvée basically means they actually picked the grapes for this in the cool of the night, under floodlights, which is quite an expense to go to for a wine that is, as I say, reasonably bloody cheap when it comes down to it. Have a go at it. It is absolutely a lovely wine for the price and definitely should be on your shopping list.
Yeah, one of the really nice Victorian sparklings out there. Now, we're going to wrap it up this week with a Cab Sav, and this one, I don't know that we've done the Pepperjack Cab Sav before. We've done the Pepperjack Shiraz, and a lot of people know the Pepperjack Shiraz because, let's be honest, it's on a lot of wine lists and it gets out there, and year in, year out, it's a good value for money Shiraz from the Barossa Valley. One that probably doesn't get as much of the limelight is its little sister or little brother, the Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, this is from the 2008 vintage, so this is really quite new. It hasn't been out for very long, and it's probably at this stage a little bit awkward. It probably needs a little bit of time to come together, but at the price that you can pick this up for, it is one of those ones that you can buy for less than $20 a bottle that will sell well for a few years, come together, soften out a little bit, and it really is a pleasure to drink. Especially, this is one of those ones that goes well with perhaps some barbecued lamb dishes, things like that. Cabernet always matches up well with lamb, so this is one of those styles that would go really nicely with some nice French cutlets perhaps on the barbecue. So the Pepperjack Cab Sav 2008, really worth a look for, around high teens.
Yeah, it is a great wine for the price, and look, at that price it is very much in the drink now mould, but as Brad says, you could even hang on to it for a little while and get some improvement out of it. Anyhow, that's it for this week on Wine Week. Make sure you keep an eye on the Twitter and Facebook, because we will be talking about the wine tasting coming up in Melbourne.
We're actually going to drink in person.
Yeah, so you can come and meet us and drink some of the great wine that we've been talking about for a while. Anyhow, that's enough for this week. See you next week.
See you next week.